You're tuning into
You're now tuning into
CodenameZ.
And welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
We're here again. I think this is episode 28.
Ooh.
Oh, we're almost to 30 again.
Okay,
What?
let's not keep saying that. Oh.
Oh, not
You took the
everyone
podcast.
loves the podcast.
Oh.
And
Yikes.
life. Beautiful 30s. But anyway, I'm Tyrone.
I'm Zendaya.
You're just,
I am the cast of you. You know what? No, I am Quinta. Because have you seen Evan Elementary?
No, I still have. I need to watch it.
You need to. Anyway.
I got a few things to catch up on.
Anyway, I'm Basil, and
This is CodenameZ.
the podcast.
So let me stop. But anyway, so this
Wendy. Oh my god, if you ever get famous, like, can you imagine when they get a chant like CodenameZ. God.
We know we need to split better. That's the CodenameZ.
Just say Z. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, so I had something I wanted to talk about because I noticed something on social media and stuff. And too bad we don't really have the women perspective on here, but hopefully we can get some guests. We need to find a way to record calls or something. Like, so
I mean, you can probably just put the phone to the. I mean, when I listen to the other part, they just put the phone to the thing.
Oh, yeah,
but we also, we are going to get some special guests. So whenever we start, our special project, we will definitely, have a special guest.
Right.
We have one that has to be first. So,
Right.
That person, she got to be first. And then we'll get our special guests and everything. Anyway.
So I saw something on social media. It was this man, and he presents more feminine, or what people quote unquote would say is feminine.
Yeah.
So, he wears makeup and sometimes wear feminine clothes or whatever. So a lot of people assume that he was gay using stereotypes, and they,
Okay, what do you mean by feminine clothes? Like, was he out here wearing miniskirts?
I don't think it wasn't necessarily
No.
skirts, but it was
Dresses?
No, I don't think it was dresses, but it was.
I mean, you said you saw him on Instagram. You don't know what he was wearing.
No, it wasn't. I can't explain. I don't think. I had to go.
Did you see? You sure you saw him?
I had to go through his whole Instagram. His whole.
Is he a famous person?
No, he's not famous.
Oh damn!
I haven't gone through his whole TikTok.
I was gonna say his name, but then don't say his name.
Right, but no, it was more so like, I don't know, clothes that you can tell were from the women. You know what I'm saying? Like, not all women's clothes is dresses. So like, more so like, you could tell maybe it's like a blouse or like a. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like stuff that's like maybe from the women's section, but I don't think I necessarily see him in like a skirt or anything. But I don't know. I said I haven't gone through his.
Okay, I know what you mean. I mean, you have that one friend who wears a blouse sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's a blouse. Like, okay.
Who?
Oh no, my friend, not your friend.
I was about to say,
sorry.
I don't know this person.
No, well, yeah, one of my friends, not your friends.
Oh, okay.
I've showed you this photo. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. But anyway, so a lot of people thought he was gay. They were like, you should post pictures with your boyfriend and stuff. And he was like, boyfriend? He was like, I'm straight or whatever. And he actually he was like, here's a link to my other TikTok. And he has a whole couple TikTok with his girlfriend. So then it started a whole debate up there. A lot of women were like, it was a lot of them who said they definitely support men, expressing themselves however they want, but they were saying that they don't think they could date a man who dresses feminine or wears makeup and stuff. But then where I think it was interesting, because where I saw the divide in the conversation is like, we're in the weird age. I feel like we're right in the middle, but like people kind of like our age and slightly older, the women were saying that they support it, but they don't think they could date a man who dresses feminine. Mm-hmm. But the people who were like younger than us and like the current teenagers, because this girl, she was like, I feel like in her early 20s maybe or something like that. So they were saying like more so that they wouldn't have a problem with it.
Which I find it so funny because Prince.
Right, that's what
Y'all was just guffawed over Prince.
He was the only one. He was the exception to the rule.
I guess I don't know.
Right, but and it was weird. And I felt me personally, I feel like the reason why that is because of what you see on TV. So like, if you're someone who's attracted to men, our generation and up, for the most part in media, was a lot of stereotypical expressions of men. So as far as clothing and sports and all that stuff that people call alpha men. So
Alphas, yeah.
I hate that
God.
term, but anyway. So that's what people who are attracted to men. That's kind of what they feel like. That's their view of a man. Versus nowadays, the newer generation has been more introduced to people. I mean, you have like people who are really big, and especially to the younger people, like James Charles and.
Okay, he's canceled right now, so maybe not James.
He's not canceled?
I think he is.
No, I don't think so.
I think he is.
About what?
I don't remember. I think he got canceled again.
I mean, it doesn't matter if he canceled. He's still.
Yeah.
Millions of.
Yeah, he's really big with the kids now.
No, okay, he's not canceled, and they even had an attorney look into that. I know what you're talking about. That wasn't.
Who knows?
True. If that's the case, if he's canceled, but that means a lot of people right now will be canceled.
I mean,
pretty much. I feel like everybody.
Anyway,
because there be a lot of liars on those apps. But anyway,
thanks.
But it's a lot of.
Stop.
Anyway, but I'm just using him as an example, or like even you see some NBA players who wear like things that people would consider.
Oh no! What is his name?
Who?
Oh my God! The famous I want to say basketball player, Dennis Rodman.
Oh yeah.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. Right.
People still fun.
But anyway,
just saying.
I think in this generation, the kids growing up are seeing more examples of men dressing feminine. So their view of what masculinity is expanding versus ours that was really limited. So I guess. I
mean, even though, but the thing that throws you off too, like even like the older generation is like, oh, the clothes that these young men are wearing, and I'm like, but if you look back at some of those like old school men, they were in bell bottoms, jinx,
right?
Bell bottoms. Please don't hit the table. But they were in bell bottoms. They was in platform boots,
right? All this
a platform heel.
That's what makes me.
They was in blouses. They had their chest out. They had their titties out.
They was free in the net. They were free.
Like that shit had a deep V turtleneck button up.
I'm not mascara, like eyeliner.
Eyeliner.
Some of them were like.
Also, all men wear makeup. Especially all the men that you think in the entertainment world.
Oh, absolutely.
You know they all wear makeup to be seen on TV, right?
That's what I talked about with my cousin because I asked her.
They're not doing a soft beat, but they are wearing makeup.
They snatched to the gun.
Like they're not doing contouring, but like Chris Brown probably got some makeup.
Shoot, that's what we think they ain't doing contouring.
I mean, maybe
doing a little bit of that too. But that's why I said that's what kind of always makes me kind of about the gender thing in general is that it's all made up. It's whatever randomly the generation says is masculine or not. You know what I'm saying? Because it always changes because literally, like you said, the bell-bottom pants, the platform boots, at a time in the early 2000s, people would consider that gay. If I walked into Free with some bell-bottom flare pants, they would be like, ooh, okay, Tyra, right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, with the flares.
Don't you remember? Because, well, in our generation, they called them gachos, even though they were they were really just flare pants, and those were marketed towards women. So I don't know. It's all made up. So
I think every year something new comes out. We're like, oh, this is masculine. This is. I mean, because like for a while, like early 2000s, big T-shirts and those big old jeans.
Oh, right.
And then all of a sudden, people started wearing skinny jeans. They're like, oh, skinny jeans are gay. Tell me, you can't find. They have Tyrell. They have the skinny pants Dickies. Like, where do you find them from? Like, you got a Dickie suit, but it's like it look like a bodysuit on you. Right. Like, why do you have?
Yeah, because that's a lot of thing with the older generation men. They're like, you guys walking around with them tight pants and stuff, and I'm like. And you were wearing gachos. So like, you were literally wearing platform booties. You were wearing heels and flare pants.
Y'all was wearing platform kitten heels. And
y'all raking y'all hips all around, showing off for the boy.
Like, please. Yeah, first of all, and talk about anything, and not even the clothes, the hair. We didn't forget about them Jerry curls.
Right.
Talking about some
swoop to the side.
Swoop de doops. We remember.
I can't.
Y'all was in rough and tough with y'all Afro puffs.
Right.
We remember. Queen Latifah wasn't the only one with the Afro puffs. Some of y'all was too. and y'all was still getting poony, so, the punanis. So hush.
I know that's funny because a lot of older, I don't think I could date these young guys and all that stuff. You dated a man with heels, like I don't understand. So,
y'all both had a kitten heel on at one point. Please.
Y'all went to the same hairdresser. Like
y'all both was getting silk presses. Stop. Because now we know, because like now Snoop Dogg was getting them silk presses back in the day. So still Snoop Dogg had silk presses. He had twists. He had barrettes.
Because that's true.
And nobody ever said Snoop Dogg was gay.
Right. And especially because a lot of men who had braids.
Big Worm. Big Worm from Friday. Had a whole roller set. He had a whole roller set.
Right. Because first of all, it's easier to braid your hair straight. So there was a lot of men who used to get their hair like flat iron before they would get braids, of course. But still, it's still got a flat iron.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just
even with this. I mean, look at ASAP Rocky. Tell me his hairstyle is not what you put your little daughter in before she go to first grade. All he missing is some barrettes and some bubbles, some clickety clacks. That's all he missing. Right. So, it's all up to the person, and I think it also depends. I guess a blouse, yes, it's typically a woman's shirt, right? But okay, at least he's wearing clothes. I mean, I guess. Right. But my thing is, if he's saying he's straight, if he has a girlfriend, the girlfriend says he's straight, if they obviously getting it in, right? Then mind your business.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
And a lot of times, the women consider more feminine are a lot nicer than women.
Oh yeah,
a lot nicer than women.
I'm pretty sure because they don't hold on to that stereotypical
hood
toxic
masculinity. Yeah,
right. Very toxic. They not over there telling their wives to shut up and making them leave. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Almost went too far now.
That's for the premium subscription.
That's for our Patreon. Patreon exclusive. We'll tell you.
Oh goodness! Ooh, that was
woo.
Ooh, that was.
Stop saying stuff. Giving too much information.
I don't even have to censor me. Okay. Oh my god.
Woo. But yeah, it's funny because it's something I've noticed too. A lot of these ultra masculine men are a lot of ones that are single. I think a lot of the men who are quote unquote more feminine or quote unquote whatever, right, are getting more women partners, whatever, because they're in tune with their they're in tune with their emotions. Right. That's one, and they're easy to talk to. I can't stand talking to somebody who is so is everything okay? Yes. Or if I say anything, no. What's wrong? I don't have to want to pull teeth with you to figure it out. Right. Every time something's wrong because you don't know how to express yourself, or you're so concerned with someone else's. Which I think in weird in general. Why do y'all care what some other man's wearing? Because it don't affect me. Right. I can walk down the street right now and see some man walking around with a miniskirt on, as long as his area is put away.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's very weird to me because it's like, who?
Why are you looking?
First of all, and then the audacity of people. Who is to say just because your preference of dress means that's the right preference of dress? I also quote unquote more masculine clothes, but I would never look at another guy and be like, y'all out here wearing skirt. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. It's just who cares?
And my thing is too, why do y'all care? I'm sorry, is he not dressed well for you?
Right. First of all, we know some of the Boosie.
Wow.
We know.
Woof.
We know.
But of them, there's a time where I want to say this is maybe 2 years ago when I was still working for a school, and I was up in Olney one time, and there was this guy who was running past. He was jogging, and he was in those athletic tights.
Oh yeah, the compression. Yeah,
yeah, the compression tights,
Nike and stuff,
which are so comfortable.
Right.
But he was jogging. He had it was that in a t-shirt or whatever. He was running past, and he was built nicely,
Right.
Nice little Nicky in the back. And he was just running, jogging, minding his business. Right. And I looked over, I saw him, I turned back around, waiting for the bus. Okay, somebody's jogging in tights. Okay. Right. And I remember this guy who was near me was just making such a fuss. Like, man, come the fuck on. Why he got that on? Man, when I'm sitting there like, oh, I'm sorry, is he not dressed well for you?
Like, first of all,
I'm sorry, that man, are you, I'm like, sir, you straight? Because I'm like, is he not dressed well for you? Like, you're mad because he's in tights? Right. Why?
It just, and first of all, that's why I said everything is so made up because
that's suspicious.
A couple years later, now is popular. Now a lot more men wear it. Like, it's just like it's all made up. That's why I'm like, just leave people like. I don't know. I
mean, like, maybe, like, should he have basketball shorts on with it? Maybe, if he wanted to. But I'm like, he's still wearing clothes.
Yeah. Just like, first of all, shorts above the knee.
That's the thing.
Would say that's gay or whatever. But first of all, now it's hard to go to stores to even find them. Like, you have to size up.
You gotta look.
To your knee.
You gotta look for that.
Like, and then I know somebody personally who says they prefer that. Which is... Hold on. Hold on. I think you said, hold on now. Hold on. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, yeah, but it's just like, it's just their preference. So why? Wait 1 second, guys. But anyway, it's just like, I don't know. It's just whatever your preference, like, leave people alone. But I just found that really funny as far as the dating thing because the newer generation, I think, is finally expanding their definition masculinity, because this is one thing I always ask, and every time I explain it, people don't get it at first until they like, okay, no, I see what you're saying.
The girls that get it right. And the girls that don't.
Right. So I always ask this question is, why do we always transform or change someone's gender and not the action? So what I mean is, okay, if you were to see a little boy wear a tutu, or see a little boy playing with a Barbie doll, or playing in hair, people will always be like, oh, they're doing girl stuff. But then I'm like, but is he not a boy who identifies as a boy and he's doing those things? So at what point are you going to see so many guys doing something that is like, oh, wait, maybe men do this too? You know what I'm saying? Like, how come... Why do we go so far as saying, oh, he's acting like a girl, instead of saying, oh, some men do play with Barbie? You know what I'm saying? Or some little boys do play with Barbie. I never understand why.
Because it takes so long for a trend to kind of hop on. Right. To, I mean, like, this is my, like, you know, and this is what irritates me when it goes, like, thinking back, like, to high school. You know, in high school, I wanted to grow my hair out at a point. Right. I mean, now my hair's grown out, and I'm loving it. But I wanted longer hair. And it wasn't because of any other reason. I just wanted longer hair. Right. And I remember the ridicule of the people who were just like, oh, like, I need to cut it, or, X, Y. And I'm like, why? I was wanting long hair. And everybody's like, oh, long hair. Half the people that said that. Now. Half the people said they got long-ass hair, braids, twists. And every time somebody after they take the little braid out, they be showing how they hair it. But I'm like, but when I went to, it was just, oh, so gay. Oh, my God. Why you want to grow your hair out? Oh, my God. Like, you're just so concerned. Now, half of y'all got dreads and braids and cornrows and twists and everything else. It's like, but it took so long for that trend to hop on that, oh, yeah, men can have long hair. So then all y'all got long hair. Right. But back in the day, everybody wanted waves. I didn't want waves back in the day. But again, I felt bad. I wish I wouldn't, I wish I was stuck up for my own self more. But, like, there was no problem with that. But now the trend hit where it's like, oh, yeah, men can. Just like wears, like, skinny pants. That was oh so gay now, but now it's a trend. Everybody wants them. Right. Or wearing shorts above the knee. Like, now all of a sudden everybody wants shorts above the knee. But, like, 5 seconds ago, it was oh so gay. It was also this, that, and the other. Right. So it takes a minute for a trend to kind of hop on. And I really wish I'd hop onto the trend of just being good people, but I'll just let that go.
And then it's like, it is also irritating too, because why do some people, like, why do certain trends, like, who is to decide, who are y'all to have the audacity that certain trends is for straight men, certain trends are gay? And sometimes it don't be no logic, because I'm sorry, I know some people might feel some type of way, but the whole having your pants sagging and wearing different decorative underwear showing off your booty cheeks. I'm
sorry.
I think everybody should be able to dress. I don't find anything wrong with men, but if you really think about it, how is that not? If someone wearing something, having their hair long is considered gay, how is you showing your butt cheeks to all your male friends and wearing decorative underwear not gay?
Because when I tell you some of these Nicki Minaj's in the back, and then you got on these SpongeBob and Patrick on one side just jiggling back and forth.
It's not even just
sir.
saying. Now y'all putting designs.
Y'all got Frosted Flakes. Y'all got the booty. Y'all got like, and I'm not even that something. And like, you know them under, and you know I just recently started wearing Ethicas, right. And they're comfortable as hell. But they insinuate. Right. Okay,
because they compress you a little bit.
Woof. And I'm like, I see y'all.
Right, but that's what I'm just saying. It's like they be having so much mouth for everything, and I'm like, sir, you're decorating your booty cheeks.
I mean, honestly, you're putting it on display. Like, I mean, 'cause my thing is like, why would you care? Mind your business. That's my neighbors.
Oh, this way. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
But yeah, it's just it's just so funny to me. It's just like so much stuff is made up, and a lot of people don't realize that it is made up. Like I don't mind people. Maybe if you want to follow certain trends or certain categorizations, but my thing is, you shouldn't follow to the extent that you try to say that someone else is wrong or less of a man or less of a woman or less of whatever because they're doing something that's different. Because you could have just easily had that other preference and everybody would have been talking about you. Or, if we want to be completely honest, a lot of them do have that other preference, but they're afraid to say that they have another preference and stuff. Like I always say, I think there's a whole lot of straight men who probably like to do hair or who would want to do makeup or do stuff, but they would never, ever, ever admit it. Like, I think if people were truly not afraid to be honest, you would see a lot more people.
Hair, like makeup. I mean, then you have somebody in your family with the art thing, like the tattoos or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, y'all be having skills.
Right.
But just don't want to, because somebody's going to say something.
That's a good point, because it's like, if you're that artistic, most of the time, artistic people are artistic in every form. So I'm like, go ahead and make your money, because I'm pretty sure anyone who can draw to a high level, do tattoos, could probably also do makeup. Go get money. You know how much makeup artists make? Why not do every form of entrepreneurship that you can? You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and do it if you can do it. Because I'm sure you could.
Because my thing is like, why is there a group of men in general who are just so judgmental on this man about what this man is doing?
Right.
Why do y'all care what he wears? Why do y'all care what he's doing with his life?
Right.
Why is it upsetting to you and your homegirls?
And your homegirls. But for real. But I think now's a good time for a nice little break.
It is. We've been talking for a while now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Anyway, I'm kidding. That was just a fun intro for us. Anyway, this week's episode is sponsored by Sweetie. Is it not? It's not. It's not sponsored by Sweetie. Who's it sponsored by?
It's sponsored by the Anchor app.
Oh, the Anchor. I seen that on the TikTok before. The Anchor app. Ain't it that free mobile site that you can just download on any phone, iPhones and Androids, and just make a podcast?
Yeah, any phone.
Oh my god, and it was free. I heard too, right?
Yeah.
Oh my. Well, download it today, guys. Okay, no. We can't. Copyright. Anyway, but yeah, download it today. Start your podcast. But like I say every week, don't come for our gig.
Right.
Now.
It's going to be hard. #1 podcast in the country.
Back to the show.
And we're back. So, I wanted to talk about kind of switching gears a bit. I was watching a YouTuber the other day, and they were saying how they were caught off guard. They were fine with it, but they were kind of caught off guard because their son is in 5th grade, and their school is starting kind of sexual education for them in 5th grade. They call it family planning. So they were, they had a choice to opt out or keep them in. They decided to keep them in. And because, they wanted them to learn, but they said that basically they would like to have a conversation first or whatever. But they just didn't expect them to start that young. And I remember this was a whole debate. Most school districts are starting in 5th grade. It started kind of, I believe, in like New York, and there were a bunch of parents who were against it. They were saying, 5th grade, that's way too young to be telling them about sex and yada yada. And a lot of parents were against it, but a lot of parents were also for it, and the teachers were the ones who suggested it. And of course, it's like everything is age appropriate. So there's ways, we learned about this in like some psych classes that like there's ways to talk about babies and stuff with every age group. Like you even start the first conversations when you start with a young child just talking about what your private areas are, so that way they can be able to tell you if something is inappropriate is happening to them or whatever. So like I don't think they're going to necessarily be in there necessarily talking about like
how to give the best blowjob,
right? Or like necessarily, but okay, you could go to the nurse and get some condoms. Like I don't think they're going to be necessarily doing all of that in 5th grade. But I don't know. I feel like, what do you think about it? Do you think it's too early? Do you think?
I don't think it's too early because I'm not going to set myself up too much here, but mind your business. Not going to set myself up too much. I feel like that wasn't the response for that, but okay.
I'll try to find and think of it.
Yeah, see. I was, not sexually active, but I was interested in certain things and experienced certain things.
What things?
My business, those things. Minding my own damn business, those are the things I was experiencing.
Ooh, I told my children not as fresh as basil.
Now, first of all, if you want to talk about freshness versus my school, the things that I did was nothing compared to what some of them kids were doing.
Right.
Okay?
And that's the point.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's too young because at younger ages, you kind of know about some things or you think you know about some things. And a lot of people at young ages experiment with things. I think at a young age, like it was the first time I did a couple of like little things here and there because of trying to be grown, and trying to figure out, at a young age. So I think it's not too young, but I definitely think that the material you're going over, obviously if it's age appropriate, then fine. Because I think that should be an ongoing thing with our children in general, talking about sex.
Right.
Like, or not talking about sex, but just talking about things that developmentally are correct for them. Like, teaching them the names of things, even the slang terms for them. Mm-hmm. Like, I know there's a thing I saw where it was like, a teacher's account of talking about a girl kept saying like, oh, like my dad keeps eating my cookie because her mother taught her that was called her cookie.
Oh, and then no one ever even knew that.
So when she was telling her that, her teacher was like, oh, he's probably joking. He, maybe he likes chocolate chip, whatever. Like, cause she's thinking cookies,
cookie, right.
Not knowing that the girl was basically telling the teacher, yeah, he's sexually doing stuff to me every day.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like, yeah, obviously teaching them different words of, the actual word and also the slang words too. Right. And yeah, like teach them the words, teach them like, at that age, letting them know like, okay, what you're feeling is normal. Don't do it.
Right.
A little young for this, but
right.
Let's see. But like, yeah, I think that needs to be an ongoing, like that's not a thing you teach once.
Yeah, because
no.
It's evolving. And I feel like
some of these people out here our age need another lesson or so.
Yes, please. I'm starting to think that
pulling out is not a thing. Okay,
yeah,
that's
it's
not a real method.
And I don't understand. Okay, even if you did not learn that, at some point you should have. Never mind. Like, when it be
stop.
Mind. But I'm just saying. Like, after a while, you would think that you learned this, but
apparently not.
But anyway, yeah, and it's like, but the thing that made me kind of not upset because I do feel like every parent should do what they feel is best for their child. Like, parents should have certain choices, but at the same time, it's kind of like, people need to start listening. Like, this wasn't something randomly that the school district just said, oh, we just going to randomly pick this age. No, it was teachers like, y'all kids doing nasty stuff and stuff in 5th grade. I think we need to talk. So as people, I know what's best. Like, you don't always, if that's the case, you would never go to a doctor. You would never go to a mechanic. If you knew what's best for everything in your life and everyone, you would need no help with anything. So obviously sometimes it's not that you don't know your child or you don't have their best interest, but sometimes other people do have a good point or for your child. And I think like some people just get so close-minded to stuff. It's like, oh no, because when I was in school, we learned in high school and we all turned out great. First of all, that's their favorite line. I'm like, wasn't you the one who said that your friend was pregnant in 6th grade? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's their favorite line because we turned out great. But I'm like,
did you?
Right. And also, people need to stop equating. Just because you're happy, healthy, and fine now, there could have been a lot of mistakes that you had along the way that you didn't have to have had. You know what I'm saying?
Like when you're 30, 50, 40 years old and you're still confused why you kept getting pregnant. But we kept pulling out. Yeah, sis, that's okay. Right. You're an adult. And like, no, we grew up fine, but you still don't know how. Okay.
First of all, this is such a side note, but it's still like I looked up that one time I was looking up like misconceptions about sex.
Oh, God.
And it was literally people up there saying that right before your period, you can't get pregnant. And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
That's when ovulation is occurring. That's when you most likely can get, never mind. But it's just like, oh no. Like, oh no.
There's some things I'm not going to say in this podcast, but there's some things where it's like, that's not how that works.
Right.
Not how that works.
And that's why I said, like, it's going to be age appropriate, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's nothing wrong with at least putting it on their radar so they won't be confused about it. And sometimes, if you flat out tell kids certain things, or people certain things, then they're less curious. Because sometimes people do stuff because they're curious and they're confused, so they want to try it out. But if they know exactly what something is and be like, okay, this can actually, done right, it can be pleasant and stuff with someone you like, but done wrong, it can cause a lot of different issues. So how about, we just stay away from this until you're a little older or something like that. That could be literally the conversation or something. I don't know, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's nothing wrong with it.
It's not. Like, yeah, like you should definitely, open your children up to understand more, and even your young adults and everything else. So, because our generation, we are screwed. We are screwed. And nobody knows what safe sex is. Nobody knows what good sex is. Y'all keep getting y'all information for sex off Twitter. Like, I'm sorry. Like, some of the stuff is not safe.
Right. Yeah,
stop putting honey and sugar in your vaginas. Like,
who do that?
I'll show you. Oh wait. Not like that. But no, it was a Real Housewives of Atlanta scene when they were talking about that, and I was like, that's how you get a yeast infection.
Ew. Oh my no.
Like, it's some things. It's like you don't know what. I was just watching the stand up with Samore from like 2015. I never saw the stand up. It was on Netflix.
Right.
And she was just talking about like how how your body tells you like something's not right, and like a lot of y'all really don't be paying attention to the signs.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, y'all don't be paying attention. If you haven't had asparagus in the last 5 weeks, and your piss smells real hard,
right?
That's a sign. If you have discharge, it wasn't because of I just ate I ate a fruit I'm not supposed to eat anymore. No, sis, that's not it.
Going on down there.
Maybe go to a doctor, not Dr. Miami,
right?
A real doctor, please.
But yeah, it's just like it's so many misconceptions and stuff, and it's just like, and that's another thing beyond our education system starting early with sex education. I think we need a more robust sexual education, because pretty much our sexual education is condoms, STD, pregnant, bye. Like, that's all there is. And I know that Europe,
and not even the good STDs, like, okay,
right,
the good ones.
STDs. What are those?
I mean, like that. So, shut up. But they say, oh yeah, syphilis, gonorrhea. I'm like, okay, there's AIDS, there's HIV, there's everything else, and it's like herpes, which I think almost everybody has at this point. Goddamn.
Right. That is true. Did you know that the herpes virus is actually very common?
Yes.
A lot of people do have herpes in the population.
Yeah.
But then you think about it like, everybody say herpes, but it's like, I mean, you still shouldn't be trying to catch, I mean, you should still care if you catch it, but it's like, a lot of people actually do have herpes.
Yeah, I mean, what do you, fever blisters and all that, that's herpes.
Yeah, that's a herpes.
That's just herpes.
Something.
Yeah, it's something, like, I'm like, it's just herpes. Right. But see, the thing is, and that's why I think a lot of people judge so harshly, because y'all don't really know a lot of information about certain things. Right. So everybody's like, oh my god, it's so gross, oh my god, it's so... I'm like, but if you read up on many things, a lot of things are just common.
Right.
A lot of things just kind of like, you know, it's you know, we need to read more books, maybe. Stop getting your information off Twitter. Just
girl 215. This is the
just because the Shade Room posted it does not mean something. Like, just that fake article they put out saying.
What? I don't know what to know.
No, it's like a picture. It's like Nicki Minaj got chased down the street by like a lion. Because there's like a photo of like some like animal running after somebody. They had like pink and yellow boy, and then they pulled up a picture of Nicki Minaj in a pink wig and a yellow coat.
And I bet everybody up there, Nicki, y'all. Oh my god!
I was like, Nicki Minaj did that. Oh my god!
I'm sorry, that's funny.
Like, Nicki Minaj did not get chased down the street. Do you know how many news reports will be in the...
First of all, where would she even be at that she gets chased? Like, why is she getting chased by a lion?
I'm gonna find that post.
She at, first of all?
Oh my god, I'm gonna find it and show you. But keep going. I'm gonna find it.
But so in Europe, they have a really good, and a lot of people say it should be a model. Like in Europe, they don't just tell you about it. They do the typical STD stuff, but they also, I believe, have like...
It was by a horse.
Module... But they have like modules on like self-exploration. I'm sorry. We gotta keep something because they don't even see this picture. They're like, okay.
We're gonna post it. We're gonna post it on the day of the podcast. We're gonna post it on a story.
Right.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. But, no, yeah. So they have units on the emotionality of sex, like how sometimes it's not easy to just be hitting and quitting and stuff. You may get your feelings hurt with things. They have things about self-exploration, saying that like you don't necessarily have to have sex with other people to learn what you like. You know, you have two best friends right here connected to you anyway.
Yeah.
But like they have a lot of different units, and I think that that's really good. They talk about sexual orientation, sexuality. They talk about a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm like, that is so good because it's more robust, and I feel like people will understand concepts more, and they go a lot deeper into things. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, the level of sex, it's just not... First of all, the fact that a lot of people still don't seem to understand that you can get STDs from oral stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, like people be so concerned with other things, but I'm like, you can still kind of get... So that's why when people out there be cheating and stuff, like, I used the condom. Did you use the condom with everything? Then you about to risk giving your significant other chlamydia. But anyway, it's just like, I don't know. It's a lot more robust knowledge that needs to be happening in parents. And I hate the parents because I want to talk to my child about that and never talk to them. First of all, like, sit down. Like, you know you're not talking to them about nothing.
Yeah.
Like, have a seat. And your child, trust me, and I'm sorry, your child don't want to talk to you about that. Most children don't want to talk to them. Let's just be honest. Most children don't want to talk to their parents about this. So
no,
let the school do it. And like you can be an active participant in the sense of like look at their reading and stuff, like to know what they're teaching. Like make sure they're not teaching your child nothing crazy or that you would disagree with. But I think it's better to let schools handle it because kids are probably be a little bit more less awkward to ask, you know, other, like someone who's not their parent a question.
Yeah. Or also, I think they need to invest in getting like a lot younger people to talk about certain, like, I mean, even when a teacher, like, even if I was like I've never talked to one of my teachers about like anything like that, but like I feel like if you get someone closer to your age, like get some people to, some paid people to kind of like.
As far as closer to your age, as in what? Like how close to your age?
I mean, like maybe like a year or so off or something. Like, I mean, get people who are not experienced, but like.
I was about to say, damn that.
People who like, you have those people who are like very far advanced. Stop.
Get the school. Stop. Not the school thoughts. How disrespectful. Hey,
Stop it. Stop it. You don't have time for this. No.
You be getting around so much. And you be doing it safely too. So.
Stop.
Traquan, come here. We know you're a bad hoe, but
oh my god.
The other students, like.
Please. But no, what I'm saying, like, you have every school, like, every class has those kids that are a lot more advanced and understand a lot more. So maybe
you mean like a peer tutoring type thing?
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
Like, I would, like, okay, let's say, like, okay, back in high school, like, you were more advanced in certain things. Not more than me, but more advanced. Anyway. So I wouldn't mind, like, I don't know, like, if you were, like, one of my kids' friends in high school, I wouldn't mind you talking to my son or daughter or whatever about it because you're close to their age, so they'll trust to say stuff to you that they would never tell me or the teacher.
Right. Okay, so, for example, when I was in middle school, we did a lot of like the anatomy stuff, so all the parts of the penis and stuff and vagina. And I got 100s on both I still remember, and the teacher was like, "This guy, he knows his
this humble brag."
It's not. I'm just saying. And there was other people who got like 100s and 90s too, whatever. So do you mean academic wise? So like. You did well in this class, so you.
No, I mean I think ones that show like there are kids who do well academically, but there are kids who who are very inquisitive and ask a lot of smart questions,
right? And
are really invested. Like the kids are like really invested in it. Like I really want to know this information. Like I'm actually trying to get it.
Train as more like a peer.
Kinda like I mean.
My question is how are we picking these students? Like, do you necessarily how would you know a child or a teen is more sexually advanced? And I don't think we should be
not sexually advanced. I'm saying like just in general, like smarter enough. Pick him like how Mr. Bill used to pick y'all.
So you mean that's academic wise? That's what.
I know, but I'm saying but it doesn't have to be academic. Just because you got hundreds doesn't mean you're smart.
No, but what I mean is, so the person is in class. They ask good questions. They're doing well in material. That's still academic.
I guess. Okay, fine. Academic.
Because I would hope it's not. That's what I'm saying. It can't be social. Be like, okay, we need to tell everybody to write down. So they be busting the damn a lot. And then we want to ask you a question. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to know what would be the criteria.
You know what? You know what?
I don't trust
We'll talk about the criteria on the next episode. Because we're just about done. How long do we have?
About a minute and a half.
Okay, cool. I think let's put a pin in that. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about it next time.
Okay.
All right. So we are at the end of a podcast. I did have something I wanted to bring up, but I'll wait for it till later. But remember Angela the Goddess that was on Instagram, the cult leader, Daddy's girl. Yeah. She's back on TikTok.
Oh no.
And I just want to say this for the lock her up, put her underneath the prison.
What's going on? Y'all are going to jail. Period.
I don't care, and anybody can come for me for this one. I don't care. Lock her ass up, put her underneath the jail, put her in the dirt. I don't even care. Give her 3 square meals of water a day and piss off, you fucking weirdo. Anyway, follow us on Instagram at CodenameZ Podcast and YouTube CodenameZ Podcast. Follow Tyrone on Instagram and YouTube at
YouTube Ty Squad TV, Instagram Ty Junior __2 underscores.
And follow me at The Puff, TheePuff. That's on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
And we'll
see you next time.